All right, how's everyone doing? I am Rich Celenza. Thanks for checking out my channel. So what I want to get into today is turtlenecks. I live and die with these things. I travel all over North America, and a lot of times I legitimately go into a lot of cold places, man. I mean, literally I live in Florida, so I'll go from 80 to Canada. I've actually been in 50 below weather, and then I'll go back to, say, New York. Then I'll go to California, then back up to Canada, and all these different types of climates in between there. It just ranges. You never know. Alaska, wherever the hell I got to go. And one thing I think that helps me more than anything is me loving turtlenecks when I travel. You know, I used to wear a lot of times when I traveled like a three-piece suit, or I kind of wear a leather coat with like a turtleneck or something. I kind of flip between both. One of the reasons I used to like wearing a three-piece suit or dressing up, at least in a two-piece suit or sport coat, is because when you travel, you just get a different amount of respect. It could be from the airlines. It could be from the hotel, the restaurants you go to. They just treat you differently. It's just a reality. But what I realized, too, is it was really helping me. I don't know if I have all these crazy things that help me, I think, that prevent me from getting sick. And one of them, I believe, is wearing turtlenecks throughout my life. I don't know what it is, but wearing a turtleneck, keeping my throat warm all the time, just feels better. And it's obviously, if you're going into cold weather, it just feels like it's just a lot more comforting. Now, I get a lot of people don't like them because then you may go from kind of feeling comfortable to too hot. I understand that, but that can vary too depending on the layers that you're wearing. But keeping my neck really covered, and not, you have different levels of turtlenecks. Obviously, you kind of got to, you got sometimes even people have that real low one, which whatever, and then you have the mid, right, kind of down here. I like the higher ones. Even a lot of my turtlenecks, and I have numerous amounts, they go very high. I have ones you button here, or they go up here, kind of. I love them. What I also love about them, convertibles, I was going to say. I love convertibles too. Turtlenecks is the way they can form to your body, and they form it really well. Where if you wear a lot of dress shirts, they kind of, they're always coming undone. You got to tuck them in. A lot of them get wrinkled regardless what the quality are. A lot of them can be also, unless you wear a T-shirt, even if you got a coat over them, they're not very warm at times. So by, again, wearing the turtleneck, or you could say any sweater, but I'm going to really get into the turtleneck, it really conforms from top to bottom to your body. But I think what happens with a lot of people regarding turtlenecks is they don't buy the proper size. I see a lot of guys either going too big where they're baggy on them. It almost looks like the 80s and 90s type of turtleneck. Or they wear them where they're super tight fitted, where you sit down, you can see a roll, or they just don't look good. It takes time to find the right turtlenecks. You don't have to spend a ton of money, because I'm all about trying to help men, build a wardrobe affordably. All right, that's the thing I really want to help people do more than anything, because I think clothes, for the most part, are disposable. I love giving my clothes away, and I love trying different things out. I also think a lot of people's weight fluctuates, which I talk a lot about in my videos. So what you may be now, you may not be in 2-3 years. You may be a lot heavier. You may be thinner. You may be the same too. I don't know. But my point being is, too, out of style, and I'm not always obsessed with styles because I like vintage clothing. But again, what you may like now, you may not like later. All right, I'm just telling you what, you may dress a certain way now, where 5 years down the road, you may be like, wow, man, I'm sick of dressing. I want to be more casual. Or, hey, I want to be more dressy. Or, hey, I moved to a different state or city or country. Everything changes. So just something to think about with that. But back to, I think every man, in my opinion, should have a black turtleneck like this one. I love this thing. Really good turtlenecks sometimes are going to cost, maybe more money. You could get them for, depending on where you get them, because I'm always talking about finding them resale, consignment. I actually got this at a consignment store. I want to say for probably $30, maybe, probably, and it's probably about at least $100. I don't know the brand. I don't think it's Prada, but it's a higher end brand, and it's lasted me forever. I wear this shirt with my leather coat or this sweater or turtleneck more than anything I've ever worn in the last few years. Very comfortable, easy to take off and on when I travel. Also, cleaning, very simple. And it's held its conformity. Is that the word? A lot of times when you buy turtlenecks, if you go real cheap, the neck and everything just starts to kind of like sag after a while. We don't want that. All right, we want something that's always going to fit our neck tight, and it just looks really good. And, I have a lot of different turtlenecks, like I was mentioning before. And, there's so many different cool styles. They even have a zipper all the way, like that style. That's pretty dope too. You got to find what works for you. I think one of the problems a lot of men have with turtlenecks is I think they think they're too feminine, and they're not. If you look at tradition, or at least, I don't even know the last, I can't say century, half a century, whatever, and maybe even further, most dudes, I don't care if it's Hollywood, I don't care if you're a race car driver, I don't give a shit, whoever the hell it is, they never go out of style, turtlenecks. Sometimes we make fun of people wearing them here and there, and I get it. But the reality is they are kind of a piece. I would almost put it like like a polo shirt, hypothetically. I don't see those ever really going out of style, nor have I, or a tennis shirt, whatever you want to call it. And the same goes for a turtleneck. Same with kind of a button-up traditional style shirt. Those are always going to be in style. But again, what I think you have to be aware of, this is one thing if you're going to go black turtleneck, because that's what I would start with. Honestly, I wouldn't go with anything else, is making sure your face isn't too pale. I know a lot of guys that are very pale, especially if you live in the Midwest or East Coast, and they put on black, and they always think black's going to go with everything. It does, except your face. Because the thing is, now you look even more pale, and say you shave, you're clean shaved, and say you're bald like myself, before you know it, you're just a white glowing sun. I talk about that in people's face. You might want to get some tanning, self-facial tan. They have them. And you just put it on your face, get some color there. But definitely start with the black. Now, I just did another video on V-neck, starting off with black or dark blue T-shirts and sweaters. Sometimes I got to think about these so I don't screw it up. Start with those as well. But again, starting with the black, I think, because again, this turtleneck, for instance, can go with so much. You can also kind of stylize it differently too. You could pull the sleeves up, again, show some jewelry maybe. If you wear a watch, you wear a bracelet. You can also, it gets a little nutty, but if you put some glasses on with this too, kind of like this, I don't know, is it Steve Jobs look? I don't know, did he wear glasses? I'm not a Steve Jobs guy. I love that. That guy's amazing. But also, if you want with this, again, underneath any style coat that's kind of slick, if that makes sense. Like I told you, I wear it with a black leather. I think they look really cool with leather coats, turtlenecks. But you can wear many different style now, winter style suits and sport coats, and it really knocks it up a level. Yeah, it really does. I did a photo shoot once where I was wearing a camel sport coat, and I use this, and it just looks beautiful. It like really accents it, because obviously you're gonna be wearing a turtleneck in the winter. It's not a summer wear type of thing, but when you're wearing another coat that is really got that winter feel or look, it could be a long leather, 3/4 wool, full length wool. You wear a nice turtleneck with that, and you go out for dinner. It's awesome, And sometimes a lot of us, if it's real cold, it's hard to wear just a suit or a sport coat with this, because it's too cold even for that. Then you got to put on another big, full length coat or another coat. So you got a turtleneck, a coat, or a dress shirt coat, a sport coat, I should say. And then all of a sudden now another coat, which, it gets to be almost too much. Where if you wear a turtleneck, for instance, and then you put on any style heavy winter coat, it looks really dope, man. Especially if you're going on a date, you're going out to wherever the hell you're going out to, it looks really stylized. And again, you don't have to spend a ton of money. The other thing is, I wouldn't at the beginning have a ton of turtlenecks unless you really like them. So really consider that, and I am going to wrap it up with this. If you're not a turtleneck guy, and I just discussed this in another video, back to the V-neck, sweater, black. get it. Again, everything I'm describing to you regarding this being underneath a sport coat, a full-length coat, leather coat, whatever the hell it is, the V-neck looks really good as well. But again, start with the black or the dark blue, all right? And back to saving a lot of money. If you like something, okay, if you really like it, then I would move to different, levels or buying more of them. But I wouldn't get sucked into saying, okay, well, you can do whatever you want. But if you like the black, let's say, go maybe with something that there are different styles of the black one, if that makes sense. Because again, that's going to go with everything. Because sometimes a lot of people buy different color shirts. They think they're unique or they got all these badass patterns. The only thing is a lot of certain patterns don't match the rest of your wardrobe. So when you're buying pieces, you got to think about what do you have in your closet that's going to work with me and what isn't. Okay, it's not just about the one piece. Why I keep going to the blacks a lot of times, or even the gray sometimes, I would actually go gray next, but they're not easy to find, is because most likely you're going to have either dress pants that are dark, you're going to have jeans, it'll always go with jeans. You can even have khakis. I'm not a khaki guy, but this will go with khakis. This will go with gray pants. This will go with black jeans. So again, that's why I would consider at least starting with these pieces black and not spending, again, tons of money on them. All right. And if you are going to start shopping, like I try to help people resale, consignment stores, things in that nature, a lot of times you're going to go there, you're not going to find them. But when you do, purchase them. And a lot of times you're going to find something like a turtleneck really cheap or discounted, say in the summer when it's not the season, that's when to buy them. Just a heads up. Start learning to buy clothes even when they're out of season because that's when you're going to get the best rates. So I'm going to wrap it up there. All right, guys? So here you go. Yeah, I like this one. It's fitted. Take this. Yeah. Anyways, nice goofing around, man. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. You get a chance, subscribe to my channel. I'm always forgetting to ask, or I ask at the end. I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I have a program called Mastering Self-Confidence. I try to help men do many different things, but it's really based around helping men find the woman of their dreams. I also get a ton into wardrobe, fitness, hygiene. And really, it's the more I'm, I've had a YouTube channel a couple of years now, and what my age demographic keeps getting younger, which is kind of cool with me, 18 to like 35. And I just really want to help people, or men, I should say, live extraordinary lives affordably and not piss a lot of money away on stupid shit. So as much as I love fashion and clothes, that doesn't mean you go out and spend tons of money on it. Just saying, you don't want to get in debt with your clothes. You want your clothes, if anything, to help you make money, not lose money, right? I should do a video on that. All right, I remember that. All right, take care, and I wish you nothing but the best.